Hello, Face of Woha finalists and supporters, friends and family. It's Victoria George Veal here, the first ever Face of Women of Heart Awards 2020 to 21. Welcome to the crowning and awards announcement of Face of Women of Heart Awards. I'm sure you are all so excited and possibly a little bit nervous to be finding out who the new Face of Woha is. I certainly, for one, am so excited to find out who my successor is. So good luck to each and every one of you. I know the judges have had an incredibly tough decision behind the scenes, so I don't envy them one bit. Before we delve into the results, let's take a look at the introductions of our 19 top finalists. Our first finalist for Face of Women of Heart Awards 2021 to 22 is Madeline Woba, aka Maddie Sparkles, America's Scottish Sparkle. She has overcome ovarian cancer, severe depression, panic attacks, chronic anxiety, and much more. However, Maddie is an empowerment coach now, an inspirational coach, and author, and currently resides in Texas. She has also had 3 local radio stations in Scotland, here in the United Kingdom.
Hi, the Face of Woha, esteemed judges, and everybody watching around the world. I am Maddie Sparkles, America's Scottish Sparkle. I'm an inspirational poet, I'm an intuitive, I'm also a transformational empowerment coach, and I love to spread my love, light and joy everywhere I go all over the world. And this is my speech for you, my words that I want to share with you. I heard this beautiful quote the other day that says, communication is key and words are my wand. And what I want for you to know is that there is a beautiful, intelligent, wonderful woman in your life right now that absolutely supports you and encourages you and wants the best for you. She's on your side if you will let her be. She can rise to magnificent heights with you on her side. Who is that woman? That woman is you. Yes, you. So I ask that you just really give her that love that she needs. Give her the attention that she deserves, because without her, you cannot rise to the occasion. And you are here to spread your light in the world. You're here to share your gifts with the world, because if you don't, then the world will not have it. Your world will not have your gifts and your light if you keep it all to yourself. And on the days that you feel, gosh, I don't think I can do this, I don't think I'm enough, then just know that that is not the truth of who you are. And anything that's happened for you, there are 2 wonderful quotes that I've heard again recently. And that is, number 1, your mess is your message. Anything that you've been through in your life that's been so difficult, maybe you've been ashamed of it, maybe you've been afraid, maybe you've been trying to hide a secret. Just remember, you're not alone. You're not alone in the world. We're human beings and we're having a spiritual experience here on earth, and we're all learning from each other. And so your mess is your message. The thing that you have been through that's been so difficult, that you have overcome, or that you're working every day so diligently to overcome and allow yourself to live a better life. There are other people, there is another lady that you know right now that you can help, another woman that needs to hear from you. You're paving the way for her, just as someone else has paved the way for you. We're all part of this beautiful tapestry of life. And so we're here to connect, we're here to expand, we're here to learn to love ourselves. We're here to learn to love ourselves and to love others and to connect with people. And the only way we can do that is through communication. Whether it's non-verbal communication and you smile at someone, that smile can change the whole trajectory of someone's day, of someone's life. Just that smile that you offer is a gift. And I absolutely love this quote as well. This quote is that whatever you have been through, whatever hardship you've been through, whatever maybe medical issue you've been through, maybe you've been through a near-death experience, maybe you felt like your whole life has crumbled and you've had to restart it from the ground up, just remember, you can say to yourself, it will not define me, it will refine me. It will not define me, it will refine me. And I love that. Les Brown said that, and I just thought it was so great. So I'm just here to share even more love, light and joy with you, and to let you know that when you look in the mirror, you can see a beautiful creation of God. You have all the angels around you. You have your guardian angel that's on your side all the time, that just wants the best for you. And that is free help. All you need to do is ask. Just ask your angel for help, and it will literally put the right person in front of you. Maybe you'll feel this warmth in your body. Maybe you'll just get this amazing idea that pops into your head. But you were put on here on this earth for a reason, and there's only one of you in all time. Your uniqueness is so precious and so beautiful. Do you even know how much of a miracle you are? The chances of you in this form being here right now and having been born, the chances, the odds of that happening, it's absolutely incredible when you think about it. The fact that you're here, celebrate yourself, celebrate life. Just look at the abundance all around you. Look at the trees and the plants and the flowers and the oceans. Put your hands on the earth. All of it is just such a miracle that we get to experience because we're here in a physical body. And in this physical body that you have, may you love it and appreciate it no matter what. I speak from someone as having come through lots of medical challenges, which really has taught me to see the silver linings in life. Yes, I'm a cancer survivor. I had ovarian cancer, and also I had chronic anxiety and depression, which led to suicidal thoughts in my 20s. And I had panic attacks that I couldn't even go out. It was so scary and so terrifying. So maybe you've had issues with depression or anxiety or even suicidal thoughts or panic attacks. You can overcome this. It's all about frame of mind. Yes, it's also physiology and learning to breathe panic attacks. You can overcome this. It's all about frame of mind. Yes, it's also physiology and learning to breathe and to meditate and to really choosing a spiritual practice that can really help you. Meditation or singing, or just maybe it's praying every day and just writing 5 things that you're grateful for every single day, because there is always something to be grateful for, even if it is that you woke up this morning and opened your eyes and awakened yourself to another day. And also remember the things that bring you joy, because when you're joyful, you're a light to others and people really respond to your joy. So we want you to smile. We want to see your beautiful, beautiful teeth smiling and just having a beautiful day, because you can really hold the mirror up to someone else and help let them along their journey as well. So yes, it's so important for you to know just how precious you are, how much of a miracle you are. And even if you have had issues with self-esteem, even if you have had issues with self-belief, we all have. There's not even one famous person in the world, a rock star or an actor, that has not had these thoughts of doubt, self-doubt, or not thinking they're good enough, because we're all human and we all go through these. So all you need to do is really just believe in yourself 51%. Just 1% more than 50%, and that will allow you to just take that next step, even if it's just a baby step. Take that next step towards the direction of your dreams. You don't have to believe in yourself 100%. You might not believe in yourself 100%. You don't even have to believe in yourself 80%. All it takes is 1% more than 50%, and that will allow you to move forward with that confidence and with that determination that you can and do have a beautiful place and space on this planet, because you exist, because you're here, and you are just as important as anyone else. So with your beautiful, beautiful soul and your light and your uniqueness and all your gifts, share yourself with the world, communicate with someone, give another woman a compliment, let them know that you see them, and you will see, my dear friend and soul sister, you will see just how much of an impact you have on another human being, another woman, and even just the world and your community. So thank you so much for listening. I am so blessed and grateful to be here as a finalist of the Face of Woha 2021. I'm Maddie Sparkles, America Scottish Sparkle. I'm all about empowering you, empowering others, empowering myself, so that we can rise above and just get stronger and more excited and more in alignment with what we're here to do in the world. And that is create magic, spread even more love, even more light in the world, and do what we came here to do. And that is also including you, because yes, you can. Yes, you can, and you are. So even if you just say to yourself tonight before you go to bed and look in the mirror, I am enough. I am enough. Or you can look in the mirror and say, you are enough, because you are. There's only one of you in the whole world, and I can't say this enough. So that's all I'm going to say right now. I'm sending you so much love, light and joy from me here in Austin, Texas, and I want only the best for you. Thank you.
Our second finalist for this evening is Madam Rose Oyo from Kenya, and she is the founder and director of Green Future Society, and is also, interestingly enough, the 2019 Golden Award winner for Woha.
Hello, Face of Woha and everyone watching around the world. My name is Rose Oyo. I'm a 2021 finalist. Being in my mid-40s, a mother of 3 adolescent children, a motivational speaker, a mentor, a psychologist, and a wife, life has taught me a lot. And during my practice as a psychologist, I've come to learn a lot that women normally go through. Then I say it is not easy for a woman to succeed in life, not unless they do specific things to change. It is very, very possible for a woman to succeed when they start looking at things differently. But what draws us back, number one, is our background, past experience, and that past life. Some of us are stuck on that. But today I want to urge all women listening to me that unique background and special background that you came from, it is gone. You can't change it. You can't meet that day today. That past life is gone. Whether it was good or bad, it is gone. What you remain with is that past experience that you need to utilize to change your current and future life. Yes. Then we need to have self-knowledge. As a woman, you need to know yourself better than somebody else. Not relying on feedback of others, because you know yourself better. You know your likes and dislikes. You know your strengths and weaknesses. The likes and dislikes will help you to set a boundary between you and other people that you relate with, so that you don't live in stress all your time. As I've told you, women go through a lot. we need to choose to live a happy life most times of the day and interact with people that adds us value as far as happiness is concerned. And when I want to talk about strengths and weaknesses, as a woman, we normally light candles in dark houses. Take it as that way. Assume there is this dark room and you light a candle. That light is your strength as a woman. That darkness that will remain after lighting a candle is your weakness. You see, it is already overpowered. So every time, try to maximize on your strength than your weaknesses, so that you cannot live blaming yourself for things that you cannot change. Yes. Then self-love. As a woman, we need to love ourselves. Think positively about yourself. Have positive attitude towards yourself. Always appreciate yourself for every little effort that you make in life. Somebody might think that it is so little, but to you, you know the level of effort that you put to reach where you have reached. So appreciate yourself first. You don't expect appreciation from outside. When you yourself, you still feel like you've not done enough. Yes, you've not done enough, but appreciate yourself for the little effort that you have made. And then we talk about personal relationship with others. As I've mentioned, I am a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, and I also have other relatives. But as I have friends, both physical and online friends. What value is any of your friend, any of your relative, be it nuclear or extended family, what value are they adding to your life? Are there people that you don't even feel like talking with on phone? But how can you relate with them well so that you are not a problem in their life, but they are also not be a stumbling block in your life? Always choose to have a long, happy life, because when you are stressed, we all know that stress-related diseases are always waiting for women. Who wants to be sick? Me? No. I want to be healthy. If there is something I can prevent, I will do that. So then, interact with people that add value in your life. Interact with people that appreciate you. Interact with friends that give you constructive feedback that can help you. I don't mean that if you have a genuine friend or a genuine relative, somebody who is honest with you, they will always give you constructive feedback. Take them positively and work on them, because you can't see your back. Somebody else can see and help you. Thank you for listening to me. But my last word is to say that as women, let us live for ourselves. Let us try to have our own income as women. Let us accept ourselves the way we are. And let us move on irrespective of what obstacles. If you can, hold the hand of a fellow woman and walk them out of stress. Thank you very much for listening, and God bless you.
Our third finalist is Ms. Neelu Jain from India. Now, at the age of 19, she found her purpose in life as a facilitator, coach, and a trainer for imparting life skills. At the age of 27, she was an entrepreneur and had 2 of her own organizations. She's a winner of India's Achievers Awards and many more.
Hi everyone, this is Neelu Jain, one of the finalists of Face of Woha 2021. Through this video, I want to talk about a topic which is extremely close to my heart. I call it the power of being you. In my life and when I see people around me, I've always seen each one of us, including me, chase a lot of future targets. We set huge amount of goals that, this is where I want to be, this is how much I want to achieve. While it's important for us to set future targets, it's also important for us to look at these small wins that we have in our lives day in, day out. These small victories, these small appreciations, something small which goes right. These are the small wins that gives us the motivation to sustain that larger target of our lives. It's important for us to look at our life right now, experience it. Look at all the appreciation that we receive. Look at the relationships that we have. Look at the people who are happy about us being in their lives. And that is what is true victory. Goals are important. What is more important is how we are experiencing life right now, because that is what is giving us the motivation to move ahead in our lives. So that's the first point that makes me believe of the power of being ourselves. If we can live in the present, and if we can look at these small victories and these small wins that we have in our life, because this is what is giving us the power to look at that future and to set those futuristic goals. The second point that I have again experienced, as well as I've seen people around me experience, is that we often set targets and we call ourselves successful or unsuccessful based on how people around us have achieved in their lives. For example, if I'm at X amount of age and I'm looking at somebody else who's of a similar age, buying a house, buying a car, or maybe having kids, somewhere or the other, we start comparing ourselves with that person. And we start putting ourselves under pressure because of the kind of accomplishments the other person has. We call ourselves successful or unsuccessful based on the kind of things that person has achieved in their lives. It's great to appreciate somebody who's achieved something in their lives. It's sad when we start comparing ourselves based on somebody else's accomplishments, because we are not living their lives. Their values, their culture, their upbringing, their life situation is completely different from our values, our culture, our upbringing, our way of life. When we compare ourselves with somebody else's life, we start putting ourselves in a lower position. And somewhere or the other, our self-esteem starts getting impacted, which has an effect on our confidence, the way we feel, the way we think, the way we behave. There was a very nice quote that I read somewhere which said, "Don't compare your chapter 1 with somebody else's chapter 20. And it just made so much of sense. It's important for us to set goals based on how we want to live our lives, and not based on how we feel other people are achieving their goals, so those goals should be mine as well. That's something we must do away with, and we must understand that everyone has a different timeline. Things happen to us based on different occurrence in our lives. If you get a house at the age of 30 and somebody else buys a house at the age of 20, doesn't mean you are unsuccessful and that person is successful. It just means your life situations are different than that person's life situation, because we all have different timelines. The final one that I want to talk about today is the fact that a lot of times there are a lot of problems that we experience in our lives. Or let's say there are situations which we are embarrassed about, or some mistakes that have happened in our lives which we deeply regret. Most of the times we run away from these problems. Most of the times we want to escape from these memories. And we make it too obvious to other people in our lives that these are the memories which are our trigger points. what starts happening is when we run away from these memories, when we run away from these embarrassments, and when others can see this happening, we put a lot of power, we give a lot of power to others to use these triggers against us. Each time the trigger point is pressed, we start becoming anxious. The power, the true power of being ourselves is to accept the fact that we are our fears, we are our embarrassments, we are our success, and we are our mistakes. The moment we start embracing these problems, the moment we start embracing these embarrassments, life becomes easier for us. Because then we don't give others the power to use our mistakes against us. It's important for us to embrace the fact that yes, I am my mistake. And yes, this was a mistake. And now here is where I am. It's important for us to accept, adapt, adopt, and move ahead in our lives. So the real power of being ourselves, or the real power of being you, is when you start living in your present. Even if you set future goals, look at the small things that is happening to you day in, day out. Live in your present. The second thing is that when you start realizing that everybody has a different timeline, success or failure is not based on what other people are achieving. It's based on what you want to achieve in your life. Because everyone is living their life and you must live your life. And the final one is the fact that you must accept your flaws, accept your failures. Don't let other people have the power to use your failure against you. Stop giving your trigger points in other people's hands. When we do these three things, I feel it gives us tremendous amount of power, and it makes us the real us, because these are the things that make us truly who we are. And this is the real power of being you, of accepting the way you are and then showing it out to the world. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is Neelu Jain.
Our next contestant is Dr. Sophie Nobani. Now, she is a public speaker, 3 times best-selling author, and also holds a doctorate in spiritual development, and many more. The list goes on.
Hello, Face of Woha, esteemed judges, and everyone watching around the globe. I'm Dr. Sophie Nobani, and I am a 2021 Face of Woha finalist. And today, my message to every woman listening in the world is to step into her majestic power and feminine divine. Never look back to pick broken pieces of your heart, for they'll mend if you just give them time. Walk by faith and not by sight. Sometimes you may plan and do everything right, and things happen out of your control. Remain grounded and know that being flexible and adaptable to change is a great trait that you can really train yourself to be, because life is going to be full of changes and challenges. And when you start to embrace those changes, you will rise, and you will also have more inner peace as you transition from one place to another. I want you to laugh more. There's so many things that we can celebrate. There's many things that we might cry about. But many of us forget to laugh. Connect with your inner child and allow your childlike playfulness to never leave you as you continue to grow and blossom. And one thing I always wish to see is a respect to our generational transitions. As you become older, pass it forward to the younger ones and listen to the elderly. Let them share their stories, their experiences. Lend them an ear, lend them your heart. They deserve all the time that they put in for us not to forget that their blessings makes a difference, and your blessings to the next generation will make a difference. Let's be humanitarians at heart. As you remain assertive and setting boundaries, never ever forget to be human, compassionate and kind. Life is like an ice cream. Enjoy it before it melts. While you're enjoying it, try to learn and grow. You will discover things about yourself that you haven't before, and you will visit places in your mind that you never entered before. Challenge yourself every day a little bit more than the day before. The more you do that, the more confident and higher self-esteem you will establish, and your self-concept will be very strong. Till next time, I wish you the best of success, prosperity, love, joy, and lots of laughter and wisdom. Blessings and namaste.
Our next finalist is Shirley Wing Chao. Now, Shirley is a resilience ambassador, and she is also the founder of Shirley Wing and Fine Voices, and she helps girls and women find their voice and reach for the stars.
Hello everyone, my name is Shirley Wing Chao, and I'm one of the many happy, blessed, and very grateful 2021 Face of Woha finalists. Now, if a genie appeared right before me right now and said, "Hey Shirley, you can spread one empowerment message across the world. What would you like to say to the world?" Then, without hesitation, I want every girl, every teenage friend, and for that matter, all single women, no matter your circumstances and your age, to believe that you have the birthright to be your own CEO. You do not need permission or someone to hand that to you. And when I talk about CEO, what I really mean is C, the confidence. And let me repeat again. Confidence to celebrate everything about your womanhood. But in particular, I want you to really celebrate your intellect. Because with all that confidence and intellect, you will be able to see beyond the reality. And you will be able to go from where you are to where you want to be. Next, the E is about expressing all your needs and your desires. And in the process, not being afraid or deterred or intimidated by any hesitations or limiting beliefs that may temporarily hold you back. You know in the depth of your soul, with so much fire, that you can catalyze change. and with your unique feminine social emotional intelligence, like empathy, like passion, like communication skills, you will be able to design, create new paradigms, and break down barriers, harnessing or honing the networking of we and the power of communities. Last but not least, the O stands for the optimism or obligation to grow, to learn, and to get involved so that you can evolve, so that your communities can evolve, so that your country can evolve, and that the whole world as a whole can evolve. So putting the CEO together, it is really about an attitude of life. It is about the fire within your soul. So I hope you can take this message to heart and start being the CEO that you are born to be.
Clarissa Romero, our next finalist for Face of Woha, is an international best-selling author, award-winning mindset and transformational coach. Clarissa works with entrepreneurs feeling unfulfilled at their job to effortlessly get unstuck and start their dream business.
Hi, Face of Woha, esteemed judges, and everyone watching around the world. I have a message for you and the entire world, and it can best be summarized by the following quote from Napoleon Hill. Anything the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. I will share a bit of my story so that you can understand why I live by this understanding. Some years ago, I felt completely lost and stuck and struggled to find clarity. My life was in a rut, and it was a very dark time in my life where my toxic thoughts and emotions were having a direct impact on my capacity to feel confident and on my overall well-being. It had become so severe, I had a phobia of going back to work, to network, and definitely of public speaking. I used to spend so many hours trying to figure out what should be my next step in life. I knew I needed to start taking action to change my circumstances. One day, I heard someone ask, do you create life, or do you think life happens to you? And then I heard someone else ask, what will it take for things to be different? This was my big aha. I realized that up to that point, I was living life as a victim. I treated life as if it was something that happened to me. Like there was nothing that I could do to change it, until I realized that feeling sorry for myself and feeling like a victim was not going to help me get out of my depression. Things were not going to change. I discovered we are living in a time called the golden age of brain science. I became fascinated with how the brain works and how your thoughts and emotions shape the way you see and experience life. I started to learn how the brain and the mind work and how I could train my brain to work in my favor. See, your brain's architecture, how your brain develops, informs all your thoughts, beliefs, and habits. Having this understanding puts you in the driver's seat and allows you to direct the way you live your life and enables you to achieve your goals. It has helped me realize why I have been so paralyzed, so stuck, lacking clarity in my life for so long. It is the key to becoming permanently unstuck and gaining clarity on the decisions you want to make in life and business. It sheds light on how your mind can work against you, getting in the way of your success. You see how you can become your own obstacle. You understand why you have self-doubts, why you procrastinate, and question whether you have what it takes to make better choices. When you adopt and start to understand that you get to choose the way you experience life, you begin to live your life consciously, in awareness. You need to deconstruct at that point the unintentional self-imposed limitations that hinder you from pursuing your dreams, from showing up in the world in a bigger way. I adopted this way of thinking and did my inner work, which led to the creation of my 4-step brain hack. My 4-step brain hack method, a hack being an acronym for hold focus, assess thoughts, calibrate emotions, keep conscious. It involves hacking your brain and reprogramming your mind to design your life with intention, living life with intention. With this exact method, you consciously redesign your life. You will change your daily habits and adopt the habits of successful people. So you're only a step away from unlocking your brain's full potential and discover the hidden power within. You will unlock the door and break free and finally turn your life into the masterpiece you want it for it to be. My name is Clarissa Romero, and I am here to tell you that if I did it, so can you. Today, I am recognized as a thought leader in my industry. I am an award-winning business mindset and transformational coach, founder and CEO of Mindful Consultants, international best-selling author of The Fearless Entrepreneur. Break through the corporate mindset and start your dream business. I am passionate about helping women thrive and overcome any obstacles that come with starting a business and empower them to become the fearless entrepreneurs they were born to be. Your life can be a masterpiece if you unlock your brain's inner power. So today, I ask you, do you create your life, or do you think life happens to you? And what will it take for things to be different? The secret is that empowerment is not about fighting for power. It is becoming powerful by sourcing it within. Thank you so much, Desziree Richardson, and everyone at the Face of Woha for this opportunity. I am so extremely humbled and honored to be a 2021 Face of Woha finalist. I send love and blessings to everyone listening around the world. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Wow, these finalists are honestly so incredible. Our next finalist is Mrs. Janelle Victory Poundfile. Now, Janelle is actually the project owner of Hope with a Smile, and she helps families, women, children who are suffering with addiction or domestic violence.
Hi, Face of Woha, and hi, esteemed judges and friends around the world. This is your sister, your auntie, and your friend Janelle Victory, and I am here in the beautiful city of London, the most diverse city in the world. And today I'll be doing my final video for you, in which I will be sharing with you how I was able to become the best version of myself. And I want to thank Face of Wow for the beautiful journey. It has been indeed a difficult time for me, but I was able to navigate through the challenges and the difficult times in which I was faced. But nonetheless, I was able to develop and become a person with resilience and determination, and a person that has indeed lived up to the different challenges in her life. I want to thank Face of Wow for the way in which they have challenged me and they empowered me to become the best version of myself by sharing the different videos, the topics, and the challenges. And it was indeed a difficult time, but I was able to push myself even deeper and more so that I can reach where I am today as a finalist. So I want to encourage my friends, ladies around the world, all the finalists, we are all winners, and to be able to dig deeper in ourselves. The universe wants to give us all the joy and all the blessings, but it is us that has to be able to be open in acceptance of these blessings. It is for us to be able to acknowledge that we need to get rid of toxic people from our lives. And I had to get rid of a toxic person from my life, in which was indeed breaking me, bringing me a lot of stress, and really damaging my health, my mental health. And when I was able to do that, I was able to really blossom into the woman that I am today. And I'm really happy that I'm able to share this experience with you women around the world. So thank you so much for the opportunity. Do not give up. You are your best friend. You are indeed your savior, in the terms in which you have to be determined to get up and want to become the best version of yourself. So thank you so much, and God bless all of you. Bye.
Moving on, our next contestant is Rupa Mota, and she's a multi-talented lady. She's an attorney, a TV host, a journalist, a dance teacher, a philanthropist, and many more. The list really does go on. And she, fantastically enough, won the White House Presidential Gold Award for Philanthropy.
Hello, Face of Woha, esteemed judges, and everyone watching around the world. My name is Rupa Mota, and I am a finalist for the Face of Woha. I strongly believe that we all have the power within us to make a positive impact in this world. And I don't think we need to be concerned about whether it's to one person or many, because I really believe that even if you impact one person's life positively, it will cascade forward and help so many others. I really feel that all of us are responsible for amplifying the voices of those less fortunate than us. We need to rise up, come together, and help anyone who is less privileged than us to make a difference in this world. There's a saying I adhere to from Sanskrit that says, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. This means that the world is my family. When you look at the world with this perspective, you will quickly find that it will make you want to help others, because you will immediately see the other as no longer an other, but your own. Because after all, if we are one family, we are one. So there's no need to compartmentalize by things like race, ethnicity, gender. To me, I have been working hard for many years to help girls get equal education and equal access to quality education. Because I feel that everyone in this world has to get equal access to all our rights, because education to me is not just a privilege, it is a right. If you look at the figures around the world, the numbers are staggering as to how many girls do not have access to education. Just a few years back, this number was at 65 million girls around the world. That has now jumped to 132 million girls around the world, and that number is steadily rising due to conditions right now like COVID and the social situation we are seeing in other countries around the world. So now is the time to rise up. Now is the time to act. We cannot sit complacent. 2/3 of those who are uneducated in the world are girls. So that's a staggering figure. And when you see the world as a global family, I think you see the importance of all of us needing to contribute towards this cause and helping girls get that access they need. Personally, I have tried to use any endeavor of mine to try and help girls around the world get that access and the education they deserve. As an ambassador for Girl Rising and an ambassador for Indian Dreams Foundation, I created unique initiatives to help girls get access. I've written a children's book, given all the proceeds to girls' education. I wrote a song called I Rise, a power anthem for women empowerment, gave the proceeds to girls' education. And for IDF, I helped them raise $10,000 in 3 days to become vetted with the United Nations. So you must be asking yourself, why should we be helping girls? What's the benefit in this? I have broken it down into 3. Number 1, it benefits families. Number 2, it benefits us financially. And number 3, it benefits our futures. Let's start with number 1, benefiting families. Statistically, they've shown that mothers are more likely to care for the children's well-being nutritionally and in terms of their health. So when you educate a mother, it directly increases the lifespan of their children because they have that knowledge and ability to care for their children to a greater extent. For example, educating girls results in malnutrition rates lowering, lower mortality rates, healthier children, and less cases of HIV being contracted. A child of an educated mother is 50% more likely to live beyond the age of 4. That's significant. In fact, over the last 40 years, women's education has prevented over 4 million child deaths. Think about that. 4 million child deaths were prevented because they were able to educate women. So it benefits your family, not just the nuclear family, but our global family at large. Financially, educating girls has an impact on countries' economies directly. For example, when you educate a girl, you're strengthening the family too financially and increasing the number of individuals who will be able to leave an impact in this world in a positive way. Currently, 65 countries are losing approximately $92 billion per year by not educating women. Simply educating just 10% more girls increases the GDP of a country by 3%. That's significant. In India, for example, enrolling 1% more girls in secondary schools would increase the GDP by $5.5 billion. So as you can see, educating girls is essential for economies to thrive. In terms of our future, this is important because we need generations to be able to have knowledge and access and continue to grow and make a difference in this world. We need a more literate population, which mothers will enforce and carry forward if children see both their parents are getting an equal education. We can break the poverty cycle. We can break and reduce the cycle of sexual violence as women get educated. We can reduce child marriage. We can even slow population growth. 90% more women are likely to invest back in their families, and that will carry forward into future education. Now, for example, with me, I was able to get an education thanks to the support of my parents, and I have a background in science, computer science, law, and even pre-med courses. But yet, when I went to some of these science-based courses, like computer science, I was often questioned, was I in the right class? Now, that's stigma against girls that we need to change because women are capable of making a difference. And this education needs to be carried forward, not just towards women, but we need to tell our boys this too. We need the support of everyone. That's why I began by saying we need to amplify the voices collectively. We need everyone to speak up, and together we can make this impact and difference. There's still burdens that girls face to getting quality education. One is cultural and societal mindsets, such as the one I just mentioned, where we think girls cannot do fields like engineering and computer science. When we look at statistics and when we look at the population, women have been everywhere, from NASA to local dance chapters, music, law, medicine, anything you name, you can easily find women who have topped it and contributed. So we need to break the societal mindset that women are not equal. And that starts by teaching our boys the same. to tell them to respect women, to encourage girls to get an education, to teach girls they are no less than another. So that's what I want all of you watching this to carry forward. I want you to be the ones to be that voice, to teach others that women are equals and can make a difference. In many cultures, safety is still an issue because when girls are traveling, it is not safe for them. So we need to implement maybe more police. We need to have communities come together, maybe collectively go together and encourage women to go. Remote learning is something that has grown in recent times, but still women are not given equal access. So that's something I think we need to encourage and perhaps invest more in these companies that provide remote learning for girls. For many cultures, they see girls as leaving the family once they're married, and that's why they don't want to invest in them. But the investment is for your future generation. So that's something that we need to work on as individuals to encourage those that we see trying to prevent girls from growing to know that girls can make a difference and you're investing in your future. And also, for many societies, they consider when a girl is on her menstrual cycle, this is impure, and they don't let her go to school. So then she gets a huge gap month to month. We need to change this mindset. So yet again, these are cultural and societal norms that we can all contribute to and help. So I want to conclude by saying it's so essential that we give girls equal education in every field. For example, I'm a lawyer, but only around 5% of women in this field make it to partner. So we need to speak out. We need to be the voice. We need to amplify these causes and always amplify any cause that is close to your heart. Because we want to make a positive impact. We want to leave a positive legacy on this planet. And our responsibility comes to us. And as a woman of heart, we need to show that compassion and caring nature and make a difference and use our platform. Use every individual we know to speak out, to encourage them to come together to make a difference. So rise up for change, rise up for positivity. Rise up to make a difference. Come together, and we will be able to make a positive difference on this world, starting with our own and expanding out to our global family.
Trina Martin is our next finalist for Face of Woha. Now, Trina is an author, international speaker, a technologist, and podcaster. Trina has been an intelligence officer in the US Navy, a cyber intelligence analyst for the FBI, and is now the owner of her own technology company.
Am I my brother's keeper? Think about that for a moment. What does that mean to you? That question was first asked in biblical times. That question was asked by Cain to God after he killed his brother Abel. That question often runs through my mind when looking at the world today. We are living in unprecedented times. We're in a pandemic that isn't ceasing. There's injustices, hate, and mental health issues that have been brought to the forefront. How many of us would have imagined this time? Now, although you're not responsible for touching every other person in this world, you can empower each person that comes in contact with you. You can treat each person as a human being and with dignity. A smile, empathy, and compassion are fading fast, but are much needed. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be famous. All you have to be is you. The you that you know has so much to offer this world. Don't look to anyone to give you permission to show up. Don't let anyone cause you to retreat. You never know the impact that you will have on someone. We are all different. We may live on different continents. We may speak different languages. But we have many things in common. To be seen and heard is everyone's desire. Kindness can empower someone in despair. The world needs you. Your thoughts, your gifts, your purpose on this earth. Your purpose could be the light in the midst of chaos. You can cause change in a world of confusion. Your light and your life are the story that you're meant to share. Your light will cause someone to be drawn to you, and that will make you your brother's keeper. I'm Trina Martin. I am a 2021 finalist for the Face of Woha. Thank you.
Our next finalist is Mrs. Valerie Woodgager Mbe. Now, Valerie is the founder of Learn with Grandma, and she has also spoken at many international conventions and talks such as Uganda, Ukraine, Moldova, the list goes on. She is also an ambassador for goodwill and peace.
Hello, ladies. Well, as you've probably gathered by now, I am the oldest finalist in this competition. And I find it interesting because I'm still me. I haven't changed. I may be 80 now. And I know at one time Desziree was thinking of cutting this off at 80. And I said, why? Because just because you're older doesn't mean to say you're not capable of doing things. My main mission is intergenerational learning. You know, we always learned from our elders. We always accepted that our elders knew more than we did. And this digital revolution has divided us because the youngsters think we must be stupid because we don't understand the technology in the way that they do. Well, they grew up with it and I didn't. I was 50 when Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web. And incidentally, he's about the same age as me too. You see, we older people can come up with a trick or two. The youngsters, there's a horrid thing that happens when you get older, and that is age discrimination. Now, if somebody offers me a seat on the train or bus, I say thank you very much, whether I want it or not, because that's encouraging politeness. But if someone says to me, should you be doing that at your age? I think, mind your own blooming business. I am a person in my own right, and if I choose to go to international conferences and travel by myself, if I choose to go walking in the mountains, as I do, if I choose to do these things, that is my choice. You see, age discrimination actually cuts out opportunity. And there's no reason why we should be cut off from opportunity. I think growing old is a bloody good idea. The alternative is you've died young, and I'm not up for that. I want to be here for as long as possible. But the important thing as you get older, and I'm assuming most of you are younger than me, the important thing to remember is this. Keep this going. Keep your brain active. Keep your body going, because the two belong together and one ain't much good without the other. So you need to keep your brain and your body active. My favorite exercise is dancing. Dancing, there are no targets with dancing. I just bop about. And usually, especially at conferences or when I go down the pub, I usually get the other girls up dancing too. The men are more difficult, so I leave those alone. Some of them are very good dancers, but you know. It's about always looking forward. If you are a person who dwells in the past, then that's where you belong. Do you see what I mean? If you are always looking forward, doing things. I mean, yesterday, would you believe I went up the mountain with some friends and we were clearing, getting a clearing cleared of stuff because they're going to put a bench up there because the view is to die for and all the trees have grown up and have cut the view off. So the blokes were there with their chainsaws and what have you, and I was there with clippers cutting down the smaller stuff. I mean, I'm not going to do the hard work if I can get out of it. why make life difficult for yourself? I remember actually when I was very young, my first job, and the man who was showing me, I worked in a wool shop, and he was showing me how to move the dye lots on, because you have to keep wool in the same dye lot. And I watched him for a bit, and I thought, this is a stupid way of going about it. So I picked up the end of that dye batch and put it at the beginning. Dead easy. Took a minute. Whereas before he was moving every single packet along. My dad actually said to me about once, ask Val, she'll always find an easy way to do it. I do believe that you can make life harder for yourself. And so let's make it easier. Coming back to intergenerational learning and the young people, we have a lot to offer them, and they have a lot to offer us. I didn't want to know. Yes, I accept that Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web, and I wouldn't be talking to you now if he hadn't done that sort of thing. But when my son first told me about it in the 1970s, he said, Mum, you're going to have email. And I said, why? I don't need that. I can write a letter. And he said, Mum, email is free, and the letter gets like that. I thought, that's handy. I can actually be in more contact with people much more quickly. Now, of course, we have this. Isn't it magic? It's absolutely superb. I yesterday was talking to Uganda. The day before, I was talking to someone in Malawi. I mean, what? When my brother went to live in what was then Rhodesia, a letter took 6 to 7 weeks to arrive. Now, not only can we write and they get the letter instantly, we can chat just like this. It really is wonderful. So what we want to do is bring the young people to understand that we still have skills and we have knowledge and we have ideas. I don't know if I've already told you about my birthday appeal. Normally people appeal for money for other projects and what have you. But I decided that global warming is here. We can't kid ourselves any longer. Global warming is happening. Look at Greece at the moment. Look at the fires in Turkey. Whole towns lost in Canada and Australia. I mean, it is here. We can't deny it. And our governments are not doing the job. They made a commitment at the last UN conference and they have not kept to it. Okay, they've had the excuse of COVID, I accept, but we're beating COVID and now we have to save our planet. Because if we don't, and global warming continues, the sea levels will rise. An awful lot of our cities are on the sea level. Where are all those people going to live? They're going to want to come inland. But the land will be getting smaller because the sea is rising. There won't be as much land because of that. We need to look at ways we can save our planet. And one of the ways, the most effective way, the cheapest way, and actually I think the best way, is to plant trees. So I put out this appeal to plant trees and I'm gobsmacked. I never imagined in a million years that literally thousands and thousands of people are planting trees. Well, mostly it's fewer people, but planting many more trees all over the world. I've even had from countries where Learn with Grandma doesn't exist, like Peru and Brazil, but mostly it's the Africans. Now you would think poorer countries would find it more difficult, but they have taken up the challenge in the way that the richer countries have not. And whereas here someone might plant a tree, 2 trees, incidentally our Queen is also asking for trees. So if you plant a tree, you can either kill 2 grannies with 1 tree, or you can plant 2 trees, and that would be the better option. But so many people planting trees. And because I did this appeal, Climate Cymru, which Cymru is the Welsh word for Wales. Okay, so Climate Cymru have asked me to be an ambassador, and I am now promoting Learn with Grandma and also planting trees as much as I possibly can. And I'm doing it via Facebook, via the internet. Magic, isn't it?
Our next finalist for Face of Woha 2021-22 is Neelu Tapia, and she is the founder of Good Growth, a healing and coaching company that helps to restore people's knees to optimal health. Neelu has a passion for seeing people achieve joy and happiness.
Hello, Face of Woha, esteemed judges, and everyone watching around the world. I'm honored to be here. My name is Neelu Tapia, and I'm one of the finalists on 2021. And I want to share what burns my heart. And it is, I name it, the power of an integrated leadership. I will start quoting John Quincy. And he said, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, become more, you are a leader. Going back to my childhood, and you please do this exercise with me. Think about when you were a kid. What did you admire the most from your father or father figure? What about your mom and your favorite teacher? What were those qualities? In my case, my dad, he was really good at talking about businesses and money and how we save money. And my mom, she was really good cooking. Everything she used to cook, it was just simply delicious. As I was continuing with the research on leadership around the world, I found a gap, because from one side it was those who are really and we consider successful, the ones that are really structured, business-minded, and good at math and logic. And it kind of like seen from the other side emerging the other leaders that are maybe very empathic, very charismatic, maybe spiritual. And why is one group here and the other side over here? In order to find this answer, I'm gonna use the power of factor. What this means is that going down the root and finding the cause of all of these. And I'm gonna go to the brain. I love neuroscience, and I love that now neuroscience has done so much research and found out that yes, indeed, left side of the hemisphere of the brain has some specific functions, and yes, the right side of the brain has some different functions, but we need both to do anything. And we were taught differently. why left side of the brain is in charge of me remembering the way back home, you remembering the numbers of your work or the pizza number, language, but also considers things as white and black, right or wrong. There is no gray area for the left side. And on the other hand, the right hemisphere integrates everything. Yes, it is in charge of creativity and visuals, but it doesn't have a specific ending on where your body ends or where your body starts. Isn't that amazing? And what I am suggesting over here is an integrated leadership, where we actually take that part of creativity and empathy, and we take as well all the smart people and all the structure that we need for the business. Imagine we were taught like just to cut our heads from the body and not to feel, just think. And based about success, give me the results, whatever it is, either money or a number on your bank account or on a follower number on social media. Isn't that amazing? Considering that our right side of the brain, it takes and considers us as a whole. Isn't that amazing that is embedded in us? Not only thinking about me, but thinking about others. The benevolence of the brain just amazes me. It makes me think. Well, actually, Donald H. McGannon, he said, leadership is not a position, it's an action. And also Simon Sinek, which I really like, he mentions that leadership is something that we can learn, and which means that it's something that we need to constant practice, like a muscle. And then the $1 million question is, drums playing. How do we do that? How do we do that? How do we integrate that part of the body? I mean, that part of the brain, both for leadership. And here's what I found. I'm going to give you, just because of matter of time, 3 steps that leaders need to consider to excel as an influencer. Number 1 is practice mindfulness. Yes, I know, but research have found that by practicing mindfulness, we are so used to let our brain think when we have a problem. We even might lose some sleep. I can't sleep. I'm thinking too much about my problem. Because yes, your brain is trying to resolve it and find the solution. But how about when you feel happy? You think, oh, I'm happy. No. At least we don't tend to do that. Think about it when you're drinking a tea. Is it hot? Is it warm? It is warm? What color is the fruit I'm eating? It is soft? How does it taste like? Integrate it. Number 2, name your emotions. Why is this? Again, we are taking actions that are going to integrate your brain. And you'll see that by doing this, we're gonna let out, stepping out of that pattern that just make us be in a small room, small thinking, close thinking, and then making better decisions, not for you, for the world, in both. As I said, name your emotions. It's not the same to be happy, to feel delightful. And it's not the same being angry, right? I am upset. They're similar, but they're not the same. And number 3, trust your body wisdom. Can I hear a yes? Why is this? When we have a feeling, let's say, I am angry, ask yourself, where in my body and how I feel the anger. Maybe I feel it on my jaw, like heat over here, or maybe I feel the anger over my shoulders, tension. Where, on the other hand, where do I feel my happiness, or when I see the love of my life? Maybe I feel it butterflies on my stomach, or I feel my heart pounding. Can you imagine the type of leadership we will create? This will allow you to be you and the other show on an authentic way. Intelligent and kind people rule it. Being an example. And no matter where we come from, there is only one language of the heart, and that is love. And I'm gonna leave you with this short part of a song of India Airy, and it says, sing it with me please, you know it. I am light, I am light, I am light, I am light. Your light, shine. I love you all. Blessings.
The next contestant is Dr. Anita Caprice, and she is a very proud mother and grandmother, and she is actually an international award-winning spoken word artist, and she also has a doctorate in metaphysical science.
Hi, Desziree Richardson, founder of Women of Heart Awards, Women of Heart Foundation, and the Face of Woha. Esteemed judges, and all other soul beautifuls, both he and she, throughout the world. Hi, I'm Dr. Anita Caprice, and I have to say that it is my honor. It is an absolute honor to be one of the finalists in the Face of Woha 2021, and also to be among the spectacular, sensational sisters who are also finalists in the Face of Woha 2021. Congratulations, beautiful. You know, when we were asked to share a message, deliver a message on what we're passionate about, it didn't take me long to come up with Perfectly Seasoned. I like to title things. And Perfectly Seasoned, and what I mean by that is speaking about our fabulous 50 plus, us sensational 60 plus, spectacular 70, exciting, enchanting 80, naturally alluring 90, and one-of-a-kind, beautiful 100. Perfectly seasoned. You know, throughout the world, there's a community, about 7 or 8 of them, called the Blue Zone. And in this Blue Zone, there are the citizens with the average age of 100 years young. 100 years young. And these citizens are viable, vibrant, and valued within their community. But now the WHO organization, the World Health Organization, says overall, society deems 60 plus as not valued, lower in status, not able to contribute so much anymore, senior citizen. And now Dr. David Hawkins in Power versus Force stated that we have an innate need. It is not a want, it is a need to be able to know that we are still contributing, that we are a viable force, that we are loved, that we are valued. It is, we have an innate need, and that is so necessary for our survival, our physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, psychological, physiological survival, that we know that we are valued, that we belong, that we are wanted. Forbes magazine says that labels do indeed matter, and the label senior citizen does have a less than positive connotation when referencing citizens in this world who are older. I've even asked a couple of people, what do you think about, just offhand, just real quick, what do you think about when you think of senior citizen? First, that's a gray hair and old. That was the predominant answer that I got. And for me, I think the word senior is a beautiful word, depending where you put it. Because I remember thinking about, when we graduated high school, we're at the end of school, that particular school, we're at the end, senior. When we graduated college, we were at the end, we finished something, we're senior. So now, perhaps, as the WHO organization says that overall society deem us seniors as not so important anymore because we're seniors. We're at the end of our life. We're done. We have nothing else to contribute. Well, you know what? I say, let's reform that norm. We are alluringly seasoned and marvelously mature. Yes, the fabulous 50 plus on. Yes, we are. Perfectly seasoned. We've run through that storm, and we've walked through that fire. And we have so much to share. We've learned lessons, and we've earned the wisdom. Perfectly seasoned. See, it takes time for the grape to ripen, and I thought about that. When you think about a grape, when it ripens and then it turns into wine, what do we do, especially wine connoisseur? That wine is savored. That wine is treasured, enjoyed. That wine, you want to get to know it and share the goodness and fullness of that wine with others. Well, that's the same as us, seasoned generation. That goodness and fullness is the wisdom, the skill, and the mastery that we've obtained throughout our continuum of our journey. And so much more left, so much more to do as we share our lessons learned and wisdom earned. So to conclude in our seasonedness, the spices of life that we have enjoyed, and not so much, but that we can share with others. I like to share a little poem that I wrote, and it's called Perfectly Seasoned, and I hope you enjoy it. Perfectly seasoned. Tap into you and touch on trust. Believe in you and continue to believe in your prosperity. See, believe in yourself and the experience and the skill of your efficacy. To doubt that you can continue to contribute is truly being out of touch with reality. Now, yeah, there will be some that'll say that it just ain't true, that you no longer cannot, and what you should not do is believe in you that you still can contribute. Well, I say pay that no attention. Let me mention, believe in your wisdom, your health, and that's including, beautiful, your wealth, peace, love, courage, and a continuum of prosperous good health. So, beautiful miracle you, express in states of happiness. See, we all have dreams and they continue to be. Yep, we know that life is made of dreams. See, that's our love, our imagination, our faith, our expression. L-I-F-E. It is our ikigai. It is our reason for being. So believe, continue to believe in you. You have so much to continue to give. And in your dream. And believe in your prosperity. It doesn't matter how impossible you may be told. Now, one thing for sure, though. One thing for sure, it will not be seen if we allow societal norm to diminish as opposed to elevate our self-esteem. Keep raising appreciation in the skill of your heart, hands, and head. Don't go dipping into and start visiting that doubt and dread. Perfectly seasoned, don't hesitate. Have courage. You touch on that trust. It served you then, it serves you now, and it'll serve you tomorrow. Have faith, because it's always seen you through. Inside of you is sage wisdom, and yet pure innocence. Enlarge the scope. Enlarge the scope of your vision, showing the world your precision. Believe prosperity always has and always will be perfectly seasoned within. You just gotta greet and meet it where it belongs, and without question, it's the miracle, the stellar inside of you. That's where it resides, within the heart of you. And while you're at it, be creative. Let's have fun in the continuum of our love, imagination, our faith expression. Let's show how, yes, we can. Yes, you can live life through rose-colored glasses. Yes, you can. We can reach the masses. Yes, we can. Believe how you want it, how you need it. It's going to continue to be, because it always has and it always will be. You will keep touching stars if you'd only go beyond the norm. And it doesn't matter if it looks like the valley or the bottom of the sea. Touch on trust, tap into you, and believe. See, from the depth of the ocean, as deep as the ocean, as wide as the sea, and as tall as the mountain. That's how important we are, and what we can give and teach the world. More birth on this earth. We know that the source, supply, substance is always inside. See, it's laced by our heart, embraced by our soul, lined with the attributes of the divine, continuing to express and contribute through you, showing humankind. You are the excellence, the ideas that are placed in your mind. That's 'cause so beautiful, both he and she. You're perfectly seasoned. You are the masterpiece, and it's harvest time. It's harvest time. We've done what we wanted, now we can do what we will. That's a beautiful place and space to be. Perfectly seasoned. I salute you. You are the Creator's design. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed that. I am Anita Caprice. Blessings, peace, and love.
Our next finalist for Face of Woha is Priscilla Garces, and she is visually impaired. However, she has undertaken many leadership roles throughout her academic and professional career. Priscilla has a bachelor's degree in diplomacy and international relations.
Hello everyone who is watching around the world. My name is Priscilla Garces, and I would like to talk about a topic that I feel passionate about, and it is the perception of society on people with disabilities, the impact, and also the importance about inclusion. And I am passionate about talking about this important topic because as a person who has a visual impairment, I have lived through many life experiences that have made me realize how important it is to be included in our society, and also about the importance of finding your own voice in the world. And that's what it's all about. It's about being surrounded by people who are able to motivate you and to empower you so that you're able to find that voice and to be included. And with that comes having easier accessibility to the different resources that you can have, like, for example, having technology so that you're able to go about creating the different things that you want to do, showing those talents. And one example I can tell all of you and mention is that as a person who is totally blind, I use my computer and my different devices so that I am able to do the work that most people are able to do. And that is because of the strategies of including other people by elevating that platform in terms of finding solutions that are accessible by creating and innovating using different screen readers and software that is able to help me read on the computer and on all of the devices that I can do. And including other people, to me, that means being able to embrace each other's differences no matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you are born here, if you are born in another part of the world, whether it's the US, Europe, North America, South America, Asia, and other countries. In my case, I was born in Ecuador, but I migrated here to the United States in order for me to have a better life. Because if I were able to spend time in another country, then I wouldn't be able to have the opportunities that I am able to have. And I wouldn't be speaking to all of you and sharing my story and my experiences as a person who is totally blind and who is able to function as everybody else by being fully integrated, due to the fact that we have come a long way. Because back then, before even the policies that we have, like the Americans with Disabilities Act, people who have been having different disabilities, whether it's a hearing impairment or visual impairment, even the invisible disabilities like mental or cognitive challenges, have been viewed as less fortunate, or people who are not really able to be as productive in society due to the lack of information and preparation, and also the lack of experience from other people who don't really know how to navigate these kind of challenges. And due to those different policies, like the Americans with Disabilities Act, which so many people have really collaborated and have been tireless advocates, because it is very important to mention that when you advocate and you influence other people, then you are able to see that change happen in the world by finding that voice and by being that lead. Then this is why we are able to fully integrate and fully function in our society, whether it's at school, work, or any other areas. And I am very passionate about talking about this important topic because I have lived through all of these experiences when I was growing up, and that's all because of the support that I have received with my family and all of those people, all of those of you who have really motivated me and who have brought me on to the different platforms. And especially I would like to give a special thanks to Miss Desziree Richardson, because she really has included me in having me in this type of platform where I am able to find my own voice in the world. This is what it's all about. It's about sharing our story of the different challenges that we have and turning them into positive action. Because when we turn those challenges that we have had, even though we have failed and struggled, and we have turned it into the positive action that we have, then those positive actions can really make a difference. Yes, we can go about creating, doing social work, like helping other people by providing them with the basic supplies. Yes, we can provide them with some of the material resources that is needed so that people can be able to thrive. But to me, one of the most important things, and I cannot stress this enough, is that when you share your voice, you can really make a difference. And I would like to make sure to tell all of you and remember these 3 things. If you are born blind and you're not able to see with your physical eyes, then that means that you're born with the ability to see within. And when you see within yourself, that is even better, because then you have that clearer vision, because then you have that vision to see within your soul, or not just with your eyes, but you're able to see within your heart. That is one of the most important things. Another thing is that by being your voice and by finding that voice that you have, then you are able to make that change to many, many people. You're able to encourage many people by just connecting through your own story and connecting through the ability to share those experiences that you already have and to lead. So in conclusion, I would like to conclude with this very important message, and that is to never lose hope, because even with the challenges that we have been having today with this whole pandemic, and sometimes this has been presented with additional barriers, we can be able to have that resilience and showcase the talents that we have and include others in the work that we are doing by sharing the resources and the wisdom that we need to make that difference and to be that voice that we want to be, in order to see the world change through to the different eyes, your own eyes, and through others as well. Thank you so much, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful day today. Thank you.
Now, Svetlana Stanikova is from Russia, and she graduated from university with a degree in English language and literature. She has 3 successful young ladies as daughters, and she is also very passionate about encouraging and inspiring others.
This is my last extravaganza video about my final journey through Face of Woha and my life journey. First of all, what I would like to do, I would like to say a big thank you to Desziree Richardson for her incredible support, understanding and wonderful words of love and passion, compassion and empathy. I'd like to say a big thank you to all the finalists of Face of Woha who've been sending incredible, beautiful words of love and encouragement and compassion, understanding. Thank you all, I'm absolutely grateful. My message to the whole world, to the women around the world and to everyone is never give up. Always believe in yourself, always have that self-worth, self-esteem and confidence. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. All of you can do it. My life journey wasn't the easiest one. It was a rocky road. It's been up and downs, unsuccessful relationship, unsuccessful marriage, but at the end of it I had 3 beautiful girls, which it's a blessing. And through their own determination they've achieved so much in their life and they are extremely successful. I am proud of them, I'm proud of myself that I'm actually blessed to have those incredible children that not only successful but they are very kind, understanding, compassionate and caring ladies. So I, at one point in my life, I've lost my self-esteem, my confidence, my self-worth. I didn't think I was worthy enough, and I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think I'm capable of showing off my talents. I didn't think I could be that light to the world that shows off your talents and being capable of doing it. I've turned to a different, I've decided to go and enter the competition, which I did, bodybuilding competition, that's a fitness, and I've met wonderful people through that gave me incredible support. That was the beginning of my road to understand that yes, you can do it, you're capable of that, you are loved, you are wanted, you're desired, so show that to the world. And I had the incredible support of judges. That's Michael Hughes, who was actually an actor in Gladiators, and Alex Reed. I believe that spirituality helped me a lot. Turning to spirituality made me realize that becoming a better person, kinder, understanding, supportive of people, that is important quality in any person. So I've been through the storms and rains, and finally the sun has started to shine on the other side of the road. The sun started to come out, and it's shining brighter than ever. So I am ready, and I am wanting to be that light that shines bright in the sky. I'm ready to show people, to be kind, to give them that helping hand, to, if they're going through struggles or not believing in themselves or not understanding their powers. I want to show the world that it's possible, that be confident, be empathetic, sympathetic, kind and understanding. Incredible journey through Face of Woha, different videos, different experiences, meeting incredible different people who every single one of them got incredible story to tell, and inspiring and powerful, and the world would love to hear and see, and they believed in themselves, they believed that they can do it. So if all of us can do it, so can you. You can all do it, you are capable of it. Just now I'm working for a company called SOS International. This company is a testing company that testing people for COVID-19 before they go offshore, if they're going to travel abroad. I just think it's an incredible thing to do to help out other people, and I find it's fascinating because COVID-19 hasn't been the easiest for all of us. COVID-19 put a lot of people under incredible stress and pressures, and financially, physically and mentally. I would like to say incredible thanks to all these lovely nurses who work with me and given me so much support and strength and make me believe in myself that yes, I can do it. I'm capable of doing it. I'm grateful for that. It's an incredible gratitude to all the nurses who are working for that company. And I'm grateful to all the people I've met through the church, people who gave me incredible courage, has always been there for me, made me understand that I'm strong enough and I can do it. I can be that different purple person in that world that can encourage them and inspire them and maybe give out my healing powers and be there for them. I've been through a lot in my life, so maybe I can help other people to understand that they can rise from ashes, fly like an eagle, and be that incredible light, different light, and make a world a better place. So yes, all of you, be that light and shine bright.
Susan Cambridge from Trinidad and Tobago is our next finalist. Now, Susan has actually sought gender balance in the mainstream morning radio in Trinidad and Tobago, when at the time it was all male influenced. She also has her own YouTube channel called Dare to Fulfill Your Dreams.
Hello everyone, esteemed judges and all those on the social media platform looking on right now, and to my fellow finalists of the Face of Woha. I am Susan Cambridge, originally from Trinidad and Tobago, and I now reside in Alberta, Canada. So I'm here to share my story with you, my journey, and I call it the 5 mile mark. All about some of the challenges and some of the things that I've gone through in my transition in migrating, but more important, the lessons that I've learned from it. Prior to migrating to Canada, I worked in the media in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm a certified event manager, but one of the things that I did manage to achieve while in the media is to find room for gender balance on prime time radio. So at the time, there were only male voices in the morning, and I decided, hey, I want to make that difference, approach management, and decided that I needed to have a female voice on, got the opportunity, and from there on continued to build family life programming, follow up on women's issues, all right, some of the challenges that they faced and moved on. So I was one of the co-hosts and co-producers of a show called Moving On. So needless to say, very, very intrigued by women who are able to pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and just continue to be progressive. I've learned many, many stories. I've always taken a keen interest in human interest stories. Anyway, here I am in Canada today, and the journey was not easy as well. I came, I had to adjust, I had to make changes in my life, from family life differences, the very same things that I didn't want to have to deal with. I had to deal with divorce, being on my own with the children and trying to get ahead in life. And everything at that point in time was not happening right away. Everything was time, progress, paperwork, but I decided that I'm going to bulldoze my way in, because the weather is already so bad, so much is happening, you're here alone with your children, and I had reached a stage where I said, no, I am not going to withdraw. I am going to go forward. And so therefore I found myself in a group home facility at the time with other women. But even within my own situation, I decided to help some people along the way. You know what I'm saying? We all made up differently, but everything that I offered was positive. And I remember one girl in particular saying, Susan, I don't think I could manage. I don't think I could do this. I'm not as forward as you are. And, my culture doesn't allow me to be so bold and so brazen. And she was convinced that she was not going to make it. And I said, listen, you are going to make it one day at a time. She said, well, how am I going to measure that? It's easy. You get a calendar, and every day that you get up in the morning, you thank God for a new day. You look back at the calendar and realize you made it yesterday. So if you made it yesterday, you're going to make it today. And I'm happy to say that today she's happily married, she's moved on, and she's all good. But my journey called the 5 mile mark. And this is my theme for today, the 5 mile mark. And I'll tell you where I'm going with this. Because as time went by and I got myself settled, it was not easy. I remember in trying to get housing and all that kind of stuff, I was so determined when everybody told me it couldn't happen. I kept going to the office every day asking the gentleman the same question, do you have anything? Do you have anything? And I think he got a little tired of me, and eventually he said, yes, I have something for you, but you need to make a down payment. And I'm like, oh my goodness, a down payment on rent, where I'm getting the money? Well, guess what? I pocketed the little subsistence that I was getting. I found myself in a line in Salvation Army with a deadbeat of winter, almost minus 30. Pocket the money, pay the rent, and I was able to eat. It was not easy, but hey, I did what I had to do. But anyway, in moving on, getting a job, I had to adjust, and adjusting was not easy. It was not easy. All right. I mean, we all have our challenges as immigrants and stuff like that, and things didn't go as smoothly. Every time I got a job and I settled in and I thought I was okay, I had to go, ushered out nicely, no real reason. And so I went from one job to the next. But I always made sure that every time I went, I never burnt my bridges. Very, very important. I left with my dignity intact, and I said, you know what, Lord? something good is going to come out. So after the first job, the second job, the third job, I realized, okay, Susan, you need to reinvent yourself now. You need to try something different. And boom, I said, okay, you are going to try to be an insurance broker. The opportunity came and I decided I was going to study. Well. Let me tell you this, it was not easy. It was not easy at all. I did the exams 4 times, missed the pass mark by 5 marks 4 times. But I'm going somewhere with this. Remember I told you the theme is the 5-mile mark. So one of the premises for getting the job, or the prerequisites, was that, okay, you get a job, you have to pass the exam to keep the job. But needless to say, after 4 times, I missed the mark by 5 marks 4 times. The manager said, Susan, look, you better give up, because it doesn't seem that you could hit this. And I said, what? Giving up? That's not in my DNA at all. So I said to her, listen, if I go out there and I do that exam one more time and I pass, I'm coming back for my job. Well, I don't think she thought that I was joking. Well, I did the exam one more time. 5th time, passed the exam with the 5 marks. I didn't get more, I didn't get less. The 5-mile mark, here we are today. But that was my first lesson learned being here. And I said, listen, you see, that is the attitude that you need to get past. You cannot afford to give up. I got the job and I stayed there. Just when I thought that I would anchor myself nicely after a year, once again I was ushered out. Was I faced by it? Yes, but temporarily so, because I decided, okay, you need to create something for yourself now. And so I created the multicultural festival called Lloyd Fest. Lloyd Fest the inauguration was in 2019. 2021, I've done it for the 3rd time. It was not easy because initially nobody knew me. Oh, she said she could do this, put this cultural event together. Really? How is that going to happen? Bringing all these diverse cultures together, and I'm talking about with language barriers involved. But you know, I wanted a little street parade, and I wanted the food, and I wanted, oh yes, like a mini carnival. And they were like, is this going to happen? And I said, yeah, this can happen. Where are you getting the funding? Well, that was another story, because you know, your nonprofit has to be at least a year or 2 before you could get anything. But I did it anyway. This is the 3rd year that I've done it. But I have to say that the challenges along the way, the lesson learned is here. Sometimes things are not always going to be the way you want it, and sometimes you have to create a situation for yourself. You have to reinvent yourself. You have to feed your faith and starve your doubt. You have to have that faith in you, have the passion, have the drive, have the vision. Because it is very easy for the naysayers to tell you otherwise. What else could I have done? I could only do what I think I was qualified in and that I would be good at. But I was not afraid to take the challenge of the insurance broker, because I learned so much. I have taken that experience into what I'm doing today. And I can say to other women around the world who migrated and who've had challenges, you can beat all the odds. You can beat all the odds and do more. It's important for me to leave one country to the next and contribute to the community, right? You need to feel purpose-filled somewhere along the line and help others along the way. So having said that, I have formed a platform, a YouTube channel. It's on its way, Dare to Fulfill Your Dreams, and it's about stories of women who've migrated from one place to the next and the challenges that they have overcome. As for myself, I want to keep moving forward, right? Diversity and inclusion is important. Integration, intercultural connections, rejection against racism, all those things, right? There's a way that these things can be achieved, and ultimately, you know, harmony amongst mixed cultures, and it is my intent. This is a role that I would like to continue to play. I would like to connect with other women across the world, so that we can share these stories and understand how we have differences, but as women, as human beings, that we can overcome those challenges. So I want to say ultimately that here I am today, a finalist of the Face of Woha, and I have learned so much from so many of the women around the world, and I would like to continue that intercultural connection with women around the world, and see where our experiences take us and what can we do to simply make our space a better place. In closing, I'd like to say, remember, be your authentic self. You are just you and only you. But remember, there is value in that, because there is no other you. All right? Remember to wear a smile. It's therapeutic, all right? And it is contagious. Feed your faith and starve your doubt. When you look at people or when you look at faces, don't see people, see hearts. Okay?
Claudia Mercado is our next contestant, and she is 28 years old from Portugal, living here in the United Kingdom. She is an actress and singer, and also volunteers at many charities and community centres and health centres. She is also a nurse, and she has a degree in nursing. And she also has a book coming out very soon called Claudia Secrets.
I, Face of Woha, I, esteemed judges, and I, everyone across the world who is watching. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Claudia Mercado, and I'm a finalist for Face of Woha 2021. For the ones that never know who I am a model, I am a singer, and more than ever, I'm a woman. I'm a woman of life. I just wanted to say that for me, this is the last video, but is the beginning of something big. Everything starts from the beginning. And once upon a time, me and all my fellow ladies, powerful women, we decided to gather hands and embrace this contest, Woha contest. And this is more than a contest, it's a movement, and it's a transformational movement that I'm really proud and honored to be part of. It's been an amazing experience, and I'm a different woman. I am more than ever Claudia's secret. And I discovered, because of all of you, another secrets, another talents. I'm more than ever connected with my real life, with my real soul, and my real me. And I would never could do without you. So thank you so much, Woha. Thank you so much, Desziree Richardson. This has just been an amazing opportunity for all of us, and as well for me. So I'm super grateful. And I can say that I already win, and I win your love. I win be part of this amazing network, and I really want to continue belong to your family, Desziree. I wanted to be part of family of Woha and follow you wherever you are, because I wanted still learn to be the best version of myself. Thank you so much to all esteemed judges. Thank you, because you've been just a wonderful team, and we've been growing so much since the beginning. And I'm inviting you
watching, wherever you are, join us next year. We are waiting for you. We need more genuine people. For me, Woha reflects my genuine interest, my motivation, my inspiration. Woha is part of myself now. I embrace and I'm totally grateful. I have no words anymore to explain how grateful I am. So a big thank you, a big thank you. Maximum hugs for everyone. Thank you for all opportunities. I will never forget. Forever yours.
Our next contestant is Melanie Falvey, and she is the founder of Expert Channel TV and is also an award-winning designer and philanthropist. She is also the president of the Events and Media Council in Spain.
Hello everybody watching from around the world. My name is Melanie Falvey and I am one of the 2021 finalists of the Face of Woha. So here's the thing. I was brought up to believe that I could be anything I wanted to be. I was brought up to believe that I had equal rights to any other person in this world. I was brought to believe that I could achieve all my dreams. I was brought to believe that I had equal opportunities. And I'm really thankful to my parents for having brought me up this way. But you know, as life goes by, you realize that your reality might not be somebody else's reality. And I soon realized that however much empowered I felt, there were so many girls and women and individuals out there who were not feeling empowered. They were feeling disempowered because of external circumstances, struggles, education, background, just by being born in a certain place. And even myself, even though I grew up feeling completely empowered and knowing that the world could be equal, because that was the reality I was seeing around me, I did feel disempowered many times throughout my life. But I think we can actually empower people and feel empowered all the time if we find the right support. Because feeling empowered is that, it's exactly that, it's a feeling, it's a state of being. And sometimes something or somebody takes our power away and we feel totally disempowered. But what if we had a network, we had the tools, the resources to tap into that power again and feel empowered as often as possible, all the time ideally. So they say it's going to take 100 years to achieve full equality. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not willing to wait 100 years, okay? I want to see full equality in my lifetime. I want my nieces to see full equality in their lifetime. And we all know that depending on where you're from, depending on your circumstances, you might be at different stages when it comes to empowerment. But here's the thing, because the world is global, we can bridge the gap. We can share what we know. We can share the tools, the resources. We can share everything we know so that people who are feeling at a different stage of empowerment can accelerate that pace of change. And that's what I want to share with you today. I want to ask you, are you willing to accelerate the pace of change? Here is my idea of doing it. I want us to build a chain of empowerment. You know, in a chain, every link has its purpose. Every link is supporting the previous one and the next one. And they all make sense within a chain. They're all supporting. They all have their place. They're all different maybe, but they are all as important as the next link. So let me show you something. Imagine this link is my friend Jimena. Jimena's empowering women in Peru, and she's becoming part of a chain of empowerment. Now, let me show you this other link. This link is Lisette, my friend from Mexico, who is empowering girls, giving them access to high quality education and empowerment. And this, very specially today, this is my friend Farouk. She's in Afghanistan, and she's been for years and years empowering women, empowering girls, and giving them access to education when they didn't have that opportunity. And today especially, I want to mention her because she's going through really hard times. So see, we're all at different stages when it comes to empowerment, but what we need to do is we need to stand together. We need to support each other so that we can create change faster. So link by link by link, this is what we're creating, a chain of empowerment, where every link might look different, might have different realities, but when we come together and we build a chain of connection, collaboration, empathy, education, understanding, sharing ideas, sharing intelligence, sharing resources and tools, we can advance that pace of change. We can help women and girls who are feeling totally disempowered today to advance many, many steps at once and not have to wait 100 years to see changes. You see, I've been privileged to be born where I was born. I live in a country where we have equal rights. Of course, there's a lot to do, and that's why my mission is to empower women. But I can't compare my reality that is somewhat easy to the reality of girls and women, and let me mention again Afghanistan today, where they might have lost all their rights just like this. So what if we accelerated the pace of change? What if we helped those sisters advance faster? Because we have already done it. We can avoid so many steps. We can help them advance a lot faster. So this is the reason for building a chain of empowerment, a strong, collaborative sisterhood made up of links who care about each other, who uplift, who support, who share, a strong chain that will advance the pace of change. So I'm asking you here today, are you going to be the next link in our chain of empowerment?
Our next finalist for Face of Women of Heart Awards is Dr. Rosalind Willis. Now, Dr. Willis is a counsellor, travel agent, motivational speaker, a coach practitioner, and ordained evangelist. She provides training in the areas of ministry and Christian counselling and is known as the spiritual midwife.
Hello, Face of Woha, esteemed judges, and everyone watching all over this big and beautiful world. I am Dr. Rosalind Willis, better known as Coach Roz, the Birthing Purpose Coach. And I remind everyone that I meet that as long as you have a pulse, you have a purpose. You have an opportunity to start again. You have an opportunity to do whatever you didn't do before, to do it again. Now, the title of my speech, my message that I believe that I need to get out to the world is love has no color. Love has no boundaries. I believe in sisterhood. I am my sister's keeper. You know, you see in my background these beautiful ladies. They're part of the tea that God has birthed for me to do. I do a ladies' tea in my community every 3 months. But I want to share with you how that came about. 7 years ago, I was just running to and fro. I was working hard. I was doing all types of things in ministry and entrepreneurship, and I was not taking care of myself. I was worried about everyone else, taking care of everyone else. And all of a sudden, I had a horrible migraine that I couldn't shake. I ended up with a stroke. Yes, a stroke, a right-sided stroke. At that moment that I experienced that, having my body do things that I could not control, hearing the doctors telling my family that I wouldn't make it through the night. All of the things that I had prayed for others, and I watched God use my very hands to see people recovered and healed. The faith that I had for others, I had to have for myself. And in that moment, God healed me. And when he healed me, I was in ICU the third day, and God gave me a vision. He said, go get my women, encourage them, build them up. He said, there are women from all walks of life that are hurting. They are your sisters. And my dad taught me that blood makes you kin, but love makes you family. And I truly believe that. I believe that the way that we can change this world for the better is through love, through sisterhood, not through competing with everybody we meet to try to be better than, but with completing with every sister we meet. If my sister don't have a bio, I'll teach her how to get a bio or write a bio. If my sister don't have education, I'll help her get into school. Whatever I can do, I am my sister's keeper. This is the way we change the world for the better. The world is full of people that don't care, but we need the ones that care. My passion and my heartbeat is to push my sisters forward. There's a song out there right now called I Leave the Door Open. I believe in leaving the door open for my sisters. When the Lord opens the door for me, I leave it open to see as many as my sisters that can to come through that same door. It's important for us to esteem others higher than ourselves. And that's what my heartbeat is. I believe in being my sister's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. When my sister hurts, I hurt. When she wins, I win. Whenever there is something major going on in the life of a sister, I don't care if we're in Walmart and the Holy Spirit quickens me that someone in Walmart is hurting. It's up to me to be a difference in the life of that sister. We have to care more about others. We have to, so that our world can change. Because I truly believe that we can change the world one person at a time by loving them, by getting outside of ourselves and giving something that someone needs. It may just be a smile. It may be words of encouragement. Just saying to someone, I love you, that has not heard that from anybody in a long time. So this is my heartbeat. This is my desire to let the world know that we can build women up instead of tearing them down, and men. My passion is to minister to women. But guess what? My passion and heartbeat is also men and mankind. We are human beings on this earth, and we leave an indentation everywhere we touch. We leave our fingerprints. We want to leave something positive in the people's lives that we touch, not something negative. Love hard. Be honest with people. Be integral. But be the best you can be. We have enough copycats in the world. We need your uniqueness. That is my message. That is my heartbeat, and that is my speech. God bless you in Jesus' name.
Dr. Bindu Babu is our next finalist, and she has been awarded one of the world's most powerful women in business award, which I think is an amazing and incredible achievement. So well done. And she has also been an ambassador for peace and still is. And she is also one of the world's top 50 influential global leaders.
Hello, and thank you to respected, esteemed judges for the Face of Women of Hearts Awards, and to all of you out there who's taking the time to listen to me today. My name is Dr. Bindu Babu, and it is such an honor and a privilege for me to be one of the finalists for Face of Women of Heart Awards. So today, I would like to say a little bit about what I feel and what I think and my opinion what I would tell you is my message to the world. We are in a state of crises, a severe state of crises in so many different ways, from people suffering in Afghanistan to the pandemic to all the different climate change issues such as the forest fires, the flooding. We have a lot of physical, tangible situations where many of us are hurting and many of us have suffered loss. But one aspect, besides the physical, tangible hurts and pains that we're seeing around the world, I would like to bring more attention to is towards mental health. Mental health is not only such a extravagant, painful circumstances that many of us are going through in different ways or different forms of pain, hurts, and anxieties. It's also something that's not tangibly, physically present in front of you. So you don't know if your neighbor or a person next to you is even suffering or going through something awful or going through some sort of anxiety, fears, depressions, or post-traumatic syndrome disorders. So many different aspects because you can't see it. You can't see what that person is going through. And usually if you do take notice of your neighbor or someone around you that's going through something of some sort of issue with mental health, is always in the most worst or severe state. Mental health issues, one thing I can tell you, and as a physician myself, it's not something that I would say, hey, this is something in the back burner because I can give you a quick fix pill for it. There is no quick fix pill for anxiety or depression or any of the diseases or disorders that a person's going through from trauma. When you have a strep throat or any sort of infection, sure, there's antibiotics that you can just give, and within a few days you're back to normal and you're kicking and running and living life like the way you want to be. But mental health is not like that. There is no quick fix. It's a series of support, reconstructing the mindset, changing the environment, and your lifestyle. And we are living in a culture where mental health is shunned upon. We are not allowed to discuss it. We don't like to talk about it. We don't want to tell anybody if you're going through depression or anxiety. You don't want to tell another person if you're going through marriage problems. People keep it to themselves. Or people who hear about circumstances such as suicide or depression, or especially domestic violence, they stay away from it. They don't give the support out of fear, taboo, or social constrictions of what people may think or say about them. And my message for you all is, I understand we all are brought up in certain cultures. I understand the world may not give you support and look good upon when you do support somebody who's going through domestic violence or you don't want to deal with. But let's try to open our mind and understand that each and every one of us is suffering one way or one form. And whether it's our own doing or not, all it takes is just one hand of support, one tap on the shoulder, one smile, so that that person knows that they are not alone. It is the awful and worst feeling for anybody who's dealing with any problems in life, whether it's domestic violence, whether it is loss of a loved one, whether it's suicide, whether it's anxiety, whatever it may be. It is awful when you feel alone, when you feel you can't deal with life and you don't know what to do, and that one smile or one tap on a back can give so much strength for a person. So my message, please, let's not judge. Let's try to not judge. Let's try to give more support. Let's try to give a little more compassion. If life was very logical oriented, we would all be in a much better place if we can make logical decisions as opposed to emotional decisions. You know, many people have come up to me, especially in my field of work. They say when they see somebody in a domestic violence situation, whether it's marriage or relationship, they always say, well, you know what, if he hit her, why is she staying? Or why does she keep going back? That means she must want more. Or that means she didn't learn her lesson, so she deserves what she gets. If life was that simple, why would anybody want to be treated that way? There's always an underlying reason why somebody stays. Always. It's not because they want to get hurt or beat or go through emotional violence. It's because either there's some sort of fear, maybe they can't live alone, maybe they feel this person, they trust that person's apologies and believe they'll change to save their family. There's many reasons why a person stays in a very violent situation. It's never because they want to be treated that way. It's always because they have hope. And sometimes it's also very lonely and they don't know how to deal with it, or they don't know what's going to happen to them if they walk out with their children. There's so many different avenues, you know, and it's understanding that and bringing more awareness and talking about it openly and bringing it to your culture and bringing it to society that would really help and save people's lives and also improve mental health, and to really have sustainable development where domestic violence will finally come to some sort of understanding of change and help so that we can stop it. So my message for all of you is, I know we're all compassionate. I know we all have love and happiness and heart for other people in our lives. What I'm saying is, let's take one more step more forward and try to hear and understand someone else's tears and compassion, and try to give them the support the best way we can. And that could be just even a smile or a tap on the back to be, you're not alone. And bring more awareness. Don't look at these things as taboos. We all know what's going on. We all read it in the newspaper. Bring it out in the open so that there would be more progress to really prevent more domestic violence related incidents, and to improve mental health in not only the people who are dealing with this, even the children and those surrounding these circumstances. So thank you so much for listening to me. I appreciate my time here, and I am again very honored to be here and being one of the finalists of Women of Hearts Awards. Thank you.